Hello? How are you? How are you doing? If you are like me, you have not slept in a day or three. What? Oh God. Okay. Hi. Good morning. Welcome to the SpaceX Starlink-47 Launch coverage, hosted by me, Mr. Edge. So, we are go for a throat clearing. Frick, I didn't get any. Yeah, I don't want to drink coffee. I gotta go to sleep after this. I know you don't like mornings, but I'm happy because I'm just home from work. Right on. Vasia, how are you? 12:45 p.m. here. Yeah, it's not that here. It's quarter till 7. Is Starliner OFT2 still go for tomorrow? It is. Thoughts on tomorrow? Any predictions? I think it's going to go just fine. I think NASA is so far up Boeing's tail with Starliner that they could be using Boeing as a sock puppet. And what does that mean in plain English? Nothing is going to go. Dude, it should be fine. It's like this is Boeing, right? It's like if this is Boeing, right? NASA is like something like you know. You probably already saw the video of the test, right? Yes. My fiance made this. Feels good, man. Feels good. Anyway, yeah, the launch was supposed to go off about 25 minutes ago, but they pushed it back just a little bit. But we should still be good for a launch here. I needed the assist today because there ain't no way in hell that I was going to stay up to the freaking. You know what I'm saying? Getting my stream deck later today. You will finally have mobile KSP. You're getting a stream deck? Nice. Ha! You sponsor Max. Okay, never drink Red Bull again because I don't support trash drivers. Don't let kids play on your dick. Yep. It's about trash drivers. Hey, it's not fair. Oh, this is not the Formula One that I remember. Oh, geez, it's not fair unless everything goes in my way, in which case it's not fair to the other guy, but it doesn't matter. See? Now it's on. Dude, it's honestly been a fun season to watch. It's been fun. But also, I'm not going to pass up an opportunity to make fun of a bloody Dutchman. There are two types of people I can't stand in this world. People who are intolerant of other people's cultures. And the Dutch. Oh yeah, Squall? What? Ham EJ equals sarcastic EJ. EJ hasn't slept in a little while, dude.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Score go start. Huh? Yeah, it's gonna be in a second, Ilya, I think. I think that's what you asked, right? Dude, I haven't been reading as much lately. At what time? Oh, yeah, okay, I did get that right. Yeah, it's in a second. The launch is going off at about 7 my time, so about 12 minutes. 12 minutes. This is cool that there's a launch tonight, as I have no work tomorrow. Retired from the Aussie Army after 15 years service. Sad thing is that I'm only 42 and my body's broken. Damn, Greggs. Well, hey. As a ally to the United States, I really appreciate your service to your country. Thank you very much, mate. Tip my cap. All right. Anyway. Cheers. Right on, man.
Discovery, go at
Yeah, dude, it does beat the. You get the trash beaten out of you, especially if you're if you're a grunt. Yep, SpaceX is live because it's playing new astronauts, baby. But yeah, anyway, Greg. Well, hey, appreciate it, man. Thank you. As a defender of freedom and democracy, thank you for what you do, buddy. All right, let's go. Vincino, 18-month resub.
Pad is clear.
10, 9, 8,
Freaking watch a launch, boys. It's gonna be sick.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Go for launch.
Let's go. You've run for 3 years, then went to electronics tech. Yeah, well, 3 years, man. It's gonna beat the trash out of you.
Vehicle is supersonic.
Wow.
Stage separation confirmed. Dragon, separation confirmed. Stage 1 is transonic. Landing legs have deployed.
That's pretty neat. That's
And
pretty neat.
Falcon 9 has landed.
Let's go.
Good morning and welcome to our 48th Starlink mission. My name is Jesse Anderson and I'll be your host today as we follow Falcon 9 take 53 Starlink satellites
All right,
into
Phil, we'll see.
space. Now
You
before
having
we
your
get
first drink
started,
is
we
a
wanted
sieve
to share
tonight.
something that has nothing to do with today's launch. What you're looking at on your screen is this incredible live shot of the moon being captured by one of our tracking cameras down at the Cape. Now, these are the same cameras that we used to track Falcon 9 during launch, and today we're getting a bonus view of the moon, which looks pretty incredible there on your screen. Thanks to our launch engineer, John, who was able to hook us up with this great shot. Just wanted to share that with you all real quick, but now let's get back to the mission at hand.
Thank you, Jesse.
Now on your
That was
screen
awesome,
is
dude. Holy
historic
crap.
Launch Pad 39A located in Florida's Kennedy Space Center, set to lift off
That's
in about
awesome.
8 minutes from now at 6:59 a.m. Eastern Time. We've got one of our shorter webcasts today with live coverage ending just after first stage landing and second engine cutoff.
Ozzy, sorry, I was a
We
little
will confirm
distracted. What's
deployment
up?
of our Starlink satellites via SpaceX's social channels, but we'll also leave the mission audio live on our YouTube channel if you'd like to follow
Yeah,
along
I know,
through
Ozzy.
payload deploy.
Sucks.
If for some reason we don't launch today, we do have a backup opportunity on Thursday, May 19th
Yeah,
at
dude,
6:38 a.m. Eastern Time.
Fellas, just quick tangent here. I was out driving around last night. Sometimes I just go on midnight drives because I like driving around. It's fun. Just blast the radio, blast some freaking rock and roll, and just drive around on the highways because that's what I do. Because I'm weird, dude. The moon was crisp this last night. It was crisp, like not like the eclipse, right? But dude, it was very, very bright in the sky. It looked exactly like that. Super freaking bright.
Falcon 9 and the launch pad that we're lifting off from today.
Ooh,
Located in
new
Merritt,
graphics.
Merritt Island, Florida, Launch
Yeah.
Complex 39A
It's
or
nice, man.
LC-39A was originally designed to launch NASA astronauts on Saturn V vehicles. In 1967, Launch Complex 39A supported its first mission, launching the uncrewed Apollo 4 spacecraft,
Discovery,
as well
go at throttle
as
up.
the first Saturn V launch. Later, Pad 39A was remodeled to support the space shuttle. In addition to the first 24 space shuttle flights, this launch pad also supported the final shuttle flights until the fleet was retired in July of 2011. In May of 2013, NASA announced the opportunity to lease Launch Complex 39A, and we signed the lease in 2014. Now, 8 years later, we're well on our way to launch our 49th mission off 39A and our 48th mission of Starlink overall in just a few minutes from now. Now, the vehicle that you see on your screen
Not as much
is
as
our
the shuttle.
Falcon 9 rocket,
Close,
and the
but
Starlink
not as much as
satellites
the space
are
shuttle.
housed in
80
the
plus
very
missions
top
off
of the
39A for the
vehicle,
shuttle.
and that's what you see on your screen. That's a structure called the fairing. Now, the job of the fairing is to protect the Starlink satellites until we reach the vacuum of space. But at that point, we no longer need the fairing, so we will jettison the fairing halves and attempt to retrieve them once they return back to Earth. Both the fairing halves protecting our Starlink satellites today will be flying for the third time on this mission.
Why does that cloud of
And below
plasma mainly
the
happen when they launch from
fairing,
California
we
and
have
not
the
Florida?
second stage. Now that's that shorter white stage above the black inner stage that houses our Merlin vacuum engine.
It's just
After
lighting
the first and second
conditions nuclear.
stages
It's not
separate
plasma.
about 2.5
It's
minutes
just gas
into
being
the flight,
backlit
the
by
second
the sun.
stage will ignite its single Merlin vacuum engine to carry the payload to its desired orbit. And last but not least, we have the first stage, also referred to as the booster.
Are we fast forwarded? No, we are not fast forward. Prepare to fast forward. Preparing to fast forward. Fast forwarding, sir. It's not plasma nuclear. You're talking about that shot where all the smoke or all the plumes expanded. It's just the sun. The sun is over the horizon, but not for the rocket. So what you end up getting is the plume getting backlit by the sun. It's called the jellyfish. Yeah. Yeah, that's not plasma or anything. Ooh, waters are nice and calm today.
Drone ship, a shortfall of gravitas. It's currently using its 4 thrusters to maintain position in the Atlantic Ocean.
That makes
And
sense,
the
dude?
first stage will be, once it separates from the second stage, we will be attempting to recover the first stage for a 5th time on our drone ship, a shortfall of gravitas. We've got a great view there too. Now you can see on your screen, there are those clamp arms just below the fairing opening up.
All right.
Those clamp arms are attached to the transporter erector, that structure next to
Oh,
the
the fairing's
vehicle.
in the way, Phil.
And it looks like the clamp arms
The fairing's in the way,
are
damn it.
opening up, so we should see the transporter erector
I can't see it.
start to move, and there you can see it on your screen. It's slow and slight, but the transporter erector is now moving away from the vehicle just slightly. And at liftoff, it will move even
Oh, she's
further
rocking
away
back and forth.
to clear the way as Falcon 9 lifts off, and there you can see it. Pretty cool close-up view of that transporter erector.
That's,
retracting
dude,
back.
that I don't like that at all. It's fine,
We're
it's
coming
fine,
up
but
on
do you see the
top
rocket
load
bow going
completion.
back and forth? I hate that.
One lock load complete.
I hate that so much.
And great
Dude, I
to
hate
see
it.
That call out, that lock
Dude,
load
it's
is complete.
Crack
on
and
the
strike
first stage. That
flashbacks, man. I
concludes
freaking
prop
can't
load
stand that.
For first stage, second stage will be wrapping up around the
Sometimes the
T-minus 2
wind
minute
can
mark.
take the rocket for a second and just kind of move it back and forth. It is a little
And
bit
we always
windy.
try to load the locks as
But,
close to
dude,
T0 as
it
possible.
looks so strange. I'm
That
like,
allows
that's
us to
not,
keep
that's
the
not
liquid
right.
oxygen as cold as possible.
It isn't
dense as
KSP,
possible,
but
so
yeah,
that
I'm
we
getting
can load
flashbacks to
as
the
much of it
rocket
as
moving
possible
around. I'm like,
into
no.
the vehicles.
Hey, Shadow. Yeah, Miles, right? Yeah, that's very strange.
Again, first stage LOX load has already concluded. We're coming up here in about 15 seconds or so on second stage LOX load complete. Once we finish prop loading, we have the LOX line on the transporter erector. We will
No,
start to
Shadow,
clear
I
out
haven't
that
slept.
line, so you'll see a lot more of those
T-minus
white
120
clouds because we'll be
seconds.
venting out the liquid oxygen line once we finish prop
Freaking
load.
moon over there. Looks like a nice brisk Florida morning.
Stage 2 lock load complete.
This is the type.
Good calls.
This
Prop
looks
load.
like the type of Florida morning, and Florida people, you know what I'm talking about. This looks like the type of Florida morning where you walk outside, and there's not a cloud in the sky, but the ground is all wet like it rained. There's the DE purge. Florida people, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You go outside, it's not very humid, but it's a little bit humid. It's about 60 degrees, something like that, and the ground and the grass is just completely soaked.
Across the crew arm
Brisk Florida
that you can
morning.
see there.
Water tower is prime. You see
When
a
we
little bit of
fly
water coming
through.
off there.
We're
Water,
coming up
not
on
water.
the T-minus 1 minute
Excuse me.
mark. At that time, the flight computers will take
Can
over
confirm,
the launch
very human,
countdown. We
Clubbian.
should hear that
Yep,
call
yep.
out here in a few seconds.
I miss those mornings, man. Water.
Falcon is in startup.
Water tower, dude.
There it is. Falcon 9 is now
All
in
right.
startup. We are just waiting
Yeah, it's getting
final
late,
call
Audrey.
from the launch director.
You mustn't, sorry. Death grip check.
Starlink 418, go for launch.
4-18 has been
And
given the
great
go by the mission
news,
director.
All systems are go for launch. So let's watch as
Water.
Falcon 9
Yep,
takes
if you're in
our
Philly, yep,
53
that's
Starlink
right.
satellites into space.
It's water.
T-minus 30 seconds.
Here. 25 out. Let's fly today. $15.
T-minus 15.
Sound suppressor system should turn on right about now. It's those 4 towers on the
T-minus
left-hand
10,
side.
9.
There we go.
8,
Sound suppressors are primed.
7, 6,
5 seconds.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Full power.
Got an ignition.
And liftoff.
Sound suppressor is on. Everything looked good there. Falcon 9's cleared the tower.
Vehicle's pitching downrange.
Looked like a good liftoff.
Nominal first
Don't
stage
think they got the
pressure.
exposure right on that camera. But they got the exposure right on that camera. Damn, what a pretty shot. Vehicle's now rolling. See a slight induced roll on the vehicle.
Falcon 9 has successfully
T+30,
lifted off
everything's
from
looking good.
Launch
Yep.
Complex
See, look at it roll.
39A,
Oh, that's
50
so cool. What a
Starlink
shot.
satellites
Oh,
into
it's beautiful.
space. Now,
Beautiful.
Months ago, we did throttle down the engines on
Did
the
you
first
see it?
stage.
Did you
This
see
is
it
in
roll around?
preparation
That's sick.
For Max Q. Max Q
Power and
is
telemetry are nominal.
Max Q is the maximum dynamic pressure that the vehicle sees on ascent.
That's right. Roll is induced through the gimbal. Alleviate. Yep.
Falcon 9 is supersonic.
Great callouts. Max Q should be coming up here
That's
in about 10
nice.
seconds or so.
70 seconds in. Everything's looking good. Stand by for the call from Max Q.
Max Q.
Maximum dynamic pressure. Peak structural
there's
load
that
on the
call.
vehicle
We just passed
from
through
aerodynamic
Max Q.
perturbations.
Now with that, we have a few events happening back to back very quickly, one after another. That'll be MECO, or main engine cutoff, stage separation, SES-1, or second
Greg, this is
stage engine
pretty
startup 1, and then fairing
Falcon
deploy.
9's radial out. Look at it.
MECO,
Look at the rocket. It's
where
tipped
all
up.
9
You
of
see
those
that?
engines that you could see lit up on your screen.
They're pointing radial out
That
to
is
get a little
where
bit,
those
squeeze a
engines
little
will
bit
shut
more
down,
performance out of
and
that first
helps slow the
stage.
vehicle down in
see it?
preparation
See the rockets
for
kinda going
the
like that?
next event, which will be
It's cool,
stage
right?
separation. That's where the first and second stage separates from each other. First stage will
Look
start
at
to
how
make
much
its
it's
way
pitched
back
out.
home
And watch.
here on
When they
Earth.
approach main engine
While the
cutoff,
second stage
Falcon 9 will
continues on
turn
its
back
journey,
down.
taking the Starlink satellites with it.
It'll
with
straighten out.
SES-1, or second stage engine
They're-
startup 1, and that's where we will.
So what Falcon 9's doing there is burning slight radial out on the first stage. So the rocket's going this way, but the rocket is pointing up like that. The idea is that it's pushing the orbit higher. You're pushing your suborbital apogee a lot higher.
Main engine cutoff.
Okay, you should see a nice puff of smoke here. MECO.
Stage separation confirmed.
Good stage separation. Stand by for upper stage ignition. That's fine.
And back startup.
Stiffen ring separation. Confirmed. Stand by for the fairing sep. Poof!
Bearing separation
I
confirmed.
love the one person clapping.
Great views of all 4 of those events.
Boring.
We had MECO, main
Yeah, that's
engine
the idea.
cutoff, which we were able to see with the tracking camera. We had stage
Can
separation
confirm wet grass,
on
yep.
your left-hand screen.
Stone,
You
yeah,
can
I
see
know
a
exactly
view
how
from
that
the
is
first
viewed.
stage. On your right-hand screen is the view of the
Both
MVAC.
vehicles are following nominal trajectories.
Yeah,
Great
Katanga,
call-outs,
yeah,
nominal
pretty cool, huh?
trajectory so far.
They're
On your right-hand
squeezing
screen is a view
as
of
much
the MVAC
performance
engine on
out of
the
that
second
first
stage,
stage
and
as
you
they
can see
can.
that is lit up. And we also got a great view of fairing deploy. And with those fairing halves having deployed, they are now going to make their way back to Earth. And the second stage will now continue its journey to take its Starlink satellites to its targeted drop-off orbit.
I'm going to go over here for this so you can see the telemetry better.
And some awesome views here on your screen with the Earth
Nice
in the
painting.
background.
Signal Bermuda.
Yeah, that'd be
Now
cool,
we'll
Verigor. Say it.
second stage
What?
proceeds
How it's about to
towards
perform
its
supersonic
targeted
retropropulsion?
drop-off orbit. The first stage will be making its way back to Earth.
Loco, I'd believe
and
it.
to do so,
Jeb would
we
ride
will
on this.
execute 2 burns. Now the first burn is called the entry burn, and that is where 3 of those 9 M1D engines reignite. That helps slow the vehicle down as it enters back into the Earth's
I'm gonna
atmosphere.
hit. All right, anyway.
Then the second burn is called the landing burn. It's the final burn of the first stage. It's just the single center E9 engine. And that brings the vehicle speed down rapidly in order to touch down.
Both vehicles continue to follow nominal trajectories.
Yeah, that first stage floating real
In
high,
order to
man.
touch down on
That's
our
actually,
landing zone. And
114 is
again,
pretty
today it
normal.
is a shortfall of Gravitas, our drone ship that is nearly the size of a football field. And it's currently located off the coast of South Carolina in the Atlantic Ocean. Now, to aid in recovery, Falcon 9 is equipped with some
Tried watching
pretty
Starlink
awesome
train yesterday, we
tools to
couldn't
help
see
it
anything.
land.
Probably
It
too
has
much light
4
pollution.
landing
Yeah,
legs
it
stowed at the
happens.
base of the vehicle that deploy right
How much
before
sleep?
landing.
Oh, I haven't slept.
It also has 4 hypersonic grid fins, and you can see that on your left-hand screen. You can see 2 of the 4. These grid fins are located near the top of the first stage, and they help to steer the vehicle as it makes its way back to its landing zone.
Yeah, Zelly, it's fine.
And you can also see some white
fine.
puffs on the first stage. There goes one. Those are
Discovery,
nitrogen
go at
bursts. Those are used for attitude
Don't ask
control
questions you don't want the answer to, Max.
as the vehicle is guiding its way back down to Earth. We
It's
are
fine.
just about 15
I
seconds
cheated
or
a
so
little
away
bit,
from
I'm
the
not
entry
gonna lie
burn
to you.
beginning on the first stage.
Sorry.
Stage 2 is still looking good.
What drama? Good afternoon, mate.
Stage 1 entry burn startup.
Here we go. Supersonic retro propulsion, baby.
And we heard that call out, and you can visually
Space-
see on your screen those engines.
SpaceX shooting flames at plasma to make sure the vehicle doesn't burn up. Since 2014. That's exactly what's going on there. And it's my absolute favorite part, and I will try as hard as I can to never miss it. I've seen every supersonic retro propulsion burn live, except for like maybe 1 or 2. Every single one of them.
Continue to follow nominal
Because it's freaking
trajectories.
cool, okay? Alright?
Now, there will be a second burn for the first stage. That is the landing burn. But
sugar-free
as the
ones?
vehicle is
Oh.
coasting right now, the atmosphere scrubs most of the velocity on the first stage. So we just need
Hypersonic
that
grid
single
fins.
one engine burn
frickin' rad,
right before
Greg.
touchdown.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna get this
Each
plasma
one of
out of the
these
way by shooting fire
M1D
at it.
engines have about
Fire,
190,000 pounds of thrust.
Brag,
That's enough
brag.
to slow
Oh,
the vehicle
man.
down rapidly.
Look it, it's coming
to
back
make
into
that
the atmosphere.
touchdown
Look at the
landing.
grid fins. There's a lot of pressure built up on those grid fins. Oh man.
And we are coming
Stage
up.
1 transonic.
Did you see them?
We are coming
That's
up on the landing
awesome.
burn in just
Can we see the
under
drone
30
ship?
seconds.
Where is it? Can we see it? She's dialing in. Watch, the grid fins are
Great
really going to
view
do some
of
work here in
first
a second.
stage here, making its way towards
Oh, that
our
is
drone
so
ship, the
cool.
shortfall Gravitas.
So the reason why everything's all bouncing around is because it's coming back into the atmosphere. And as it encounters more air, that's more air to move out of the way, and the
You can see
pressure
the
builds
landing
up on the
burn has
vehicle.
begun
There's
on
the
the
drone
first
ship, look!
stage.
Come
The
on!
landing legs will deploy
So freaking
here
cool.
shortly. Let's
I love
see
it.
if Falcon 9 can touch down.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah! Landing legs.
Stage 1 landing leg deploy.
Dude, it
Incredible
doesn't
view
get more
there.
on the bullseye than
As
that.
you can see it on your screen,
Oh,
Falcon
my
9
goodness.
has touched down on our drone
Bro,
ship.
that's like dead
Stage
center.
1 landing confirmed.
It's like
shortfall
off by that
Gravitas.
much.
Now this marks the
the frick?
121st overall recovery of a Falcon booster. And what a great view we have there on our screen.
That's freaking so cool, man. Oh my god.
And we are coming up on Seeker
That
1
never
here.
gets old, man. That's so freaking cool. Stand by for the call for
Aircraft.
Stand by for the call for NOI.
Expected loss of signal. Cape.
Stand by for nominal orbital insertion, NOI.
And we have a nominal orbit insertion.
And
Nailed
great
it.
news. We heard those call outs.
Vent down.
Saved.
Oh,
We did
that's
lose the
so.
live view of second stage, but that was expected. But with confirmation of a successful second engine cutoff and a good orbit,
They could do it,
we
Sebby.
will be ending our webcast
Dude,
for
it's
today.
that's like off
We
by
will confirm
maybe.
deployment of our Starlink satellites via
Maybe a foot?
SpaceX's social channels,
Maybe?
but we'll also leave the mission audio live on our YouTube channel if you'd like to follow along through payload deploy. Thank you to the Federal Aviation Administration, our current Starlink customers,
Bruh.
and of course, all of you, our viewers, for tuning in.
Lucky number 13 for a
Hope you
shortfall.
all enjoy the rest of your week, and we will see you again very soon.
Thanks, Jesse. Hey, what time is it over there? It's 4. It's 4 in the morning over in California. See, I'm right here. It's already well into the day.
Social channels, but
Hold
we'll
on.
along through payload to play. We will but along through payload to play. Thank you to the Federal Aviation.
Hang on. So it feels like, I think they could catch it. Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if you ever saw it the other day, but I mentioned to you that I graduated college. Zelly, I saw it, but somebody was talking in Discord, so I try to reply, but I don't want to interrupt anybody. Yeah, see, I'm right there. Look at that. Not too shabby, dudes. See, where I am in the freaking States, we're the first people to get light. Newfoundland and PEI and New Brunswick up here in Canada, and then, New England. We're the first ones to in the Western Hemisphere to get sunlight. I was like, nice, Zelly. What'd you graduate in? Yeah, see, it's just the butt crack of dawn in the Midwest here. The sun's been up for a good while. The sun was up 2 hours ago for me. Yeah. We're already 2 hours into sunlight over here, dude. Yeah. Sun comes up real early in the morning during the summer here, and it stays up until like 9, 10 o'clock. It's pretty sweet. I like the long summer days, man. Multimedia digital design. Good job, Zelly. That's awesome. Will Stage 2 fly over to the Netherlands? Yeah, Katanger, but you're probably not going to see it. You have to... Here, let me show you. In order to really see it, and nuclear... This kind of feeds into what nuclear drifting was asking about. See the Terminator right here? Where the sunlight starts, right? When a stage flies through the Terminator, that's when you can see it. Okay? You're in the middle of the day. You're going to be looking up, and you're going to see the sun, and the sun will blot out anything. You won't be able to see it, especially not something that far away. It's they call it NOI, so it's probably like 400 kilometers that way. You're not going to be able to see it. But if the stage was coming over right here, you would absolutely see it because the sun would be illuminating it this way. So if you're right on this Terminator right here, you'll be able to see it. Yeah, that's like, I don't know if they do this in Europe, but sometimes in like the local news around here, they'll be like, the ISS, you'll be able to see it tonight. So go outside at 7:05 p.m. and look straight up. And it's always at dusk. It's always at dusk or at dawn. You can't really see it during the day. And that goes for stages too. But in the right lighting conditions, you can absolutely see them. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I've seen entire Starlink trains go by. I've seen SpaceX second stages go by at the right time. I remember one time I was sitting out on my apartment's kind of front lawn, right, just looking up, and one of my neighbors came out, and he was like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Wait 15 seconds." And then a SpaceX stage from a Starlink mission flew over. This was like 2 years ago, maybe, or something. A SpaceX stage flew right over because, like, look, check this out. Look where the blue orbit is. That's the next orbit around. It's right over Massachusetts. It's right over me. The next orbit always, because Earth precesses a little bit and it rotates underneath the orbit, the next one always comes over New England. And I was like, look up right there. And then right over the horizon, just like clockwork, because I was timing it because I'm a loser, right? Freaking stage comes over. And I'm like, what's that? And he's like, what? What do you mean? What's that? It's an airplane. I'm like, no, it's not an airplane. Airplanes have strobes. That's not an airplane. He's like, I'm like, it's an upper stage from a rocket. Isn't that cool? He's like, how did you know that was coming? I'm like, it's because I'm a loser. Yeah, that probably has something to do with it. And that's the kind of stuff I enjoy doing in my spare time because I'm weird. And he's like, yeah, that's true. Like, thanks, I guess. Like, all right. He's like, no, that's actually really freaking cool. Dang, I didn't think I was going to see a rocket today. I'm like, yeah, rockets. It's awesome. This is what I like doing. Spare time. Dragons did strobe, actually, when it flew over us on Demo 2. Yeah, Sebi, but the last time I checked, Dragon is not a second stage. I'm pretty sure those are two different things. But yeah, good to know. Good to know. If you get the place in the country, you'll have much better views. Yeah, a little less light pollution, huh? Starlink trains. Your neighbor is chill. He could have been like, what the frick? Well, I know the guy. And God knows I'm a nerd. That guy moved away, though. It's just a shame. He's replaced by somebody who doesn't come outside, so... Yeah, it's just basically me. That's alright. Normies. Normies, Ellie, what do you want? Anyway. So, I'm going to bed now. I've been up for 23 hours. Yeah, because I got up early for house stuff yesterday. I've been up for like 23 hours straight. I'm going to go to sleep. I'll see you guys around noontime. Okay? So what time is it? 7:14, 8:14, 9:14, 10:14, 11:14, 12:14. Let's just call it a 1 p.m. start time, okay? Let's call it a 1 p.m. start time. Have you tried sleeping more? You know what, Max? I haven't tried that. I haven't tried that. That's a good idea. Maybe we should do that. I hope you guys enjoyed the Starlink coverage. I am going to go get some sleep. I'll try to see you guys at noontime, but bear with me, okay? Bear with me on this one. Bear with me. 5th Starlink mission in a row. In total, SpaceX has performed 14 Starlink missions for a total of 709 deployed sats. 14 Starlink missions? That's for the Starlink 4s, though, right, Thomas? That's for, like, this version of Starlink. They've deployed way more satellites than that. It was the Starlink-47 mission. Or if it's 14 just this... Oh, that's 709 this year. Yeah. You know, Thomas, it's probably better that we bring this up just before everybody leaves. You guys realize that what SpaceX wants to do is launch Falcon 9s at this frequency for the rest of the year, right? Like, everybody's on board. Everybody understands that, right? There's literally going to be Falcon 9 launches every week. Sometimes 2 times a week. Yeah. They have like 75 missions manifested for the rest of the year, which is absurd. Yeah, more supersonic retro propulsion. I want to see a booster get to 20 flights. They have the capacity for that now? Pretty much, Beard. Yeah. Yeah, Greg. Frickin' send it, man. Frickin' send it. Send it. How long until something gonna snag into thousands of those Starlinks? Yeah, Sig, if it happens, it happens. Starlink satellites are in decaying orbits. It'll minimize orbital debris. But believe it or not, Starlink satellites have autonomous collision avoidance on board. So each one of them is like a field detection net. And if one of them detects something, the other ones move out of the way. True story. Yeah, that's how they just deploy like 60 satellites, and they just find their way to the right orbit. It's a swarm of satellites, and that swarm has a debris collision avoidance system, and they just automatically get out of the way. Yeah, but even if they do get hit, even if it does get hit, and say a Starlink satellite breaks, they're in decaying orbits, and they have these giant solar panels on them that deploy that will aero brake. If it just flips out of control, it'll aero brake, and it'll eventually come back down in a month or two. Straight up. Starlink satellite could just get hit by a solar flare. They'll just come right back down. They'll burn up in the atmosphere. Yeah. Like pop rocks, son. Yeah, it's really cool. It's a hive mind of satellites, Creeper. No, it is. Yeah. Dude, it's freaking like... Guys, there's a reason why Morgan Stanley has said, like, has valued... I think the market cap of Starlink is like $80 billion or something. Like, that's the market cap. Like, that's how much they could theoretically make if they don't change anything right now. Like, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. Can I have some of that? That would be nice. I don't know. Yeah, they innovate every time, Katanga. Yeah. How long would it take for them to deorbit from just not boosting? A week? That's a lot of starships. You know what the crazy part about this is? Max? Like, Starlink is enough to fund Starship development and then some. Like, that's enough, dude. That's enough to just... Is the range becoming the bottleneck? No, John. Putting launches in the FAA's hands was the alleviation to that bottleneck. It was done under... That was Space Policy Directive 3, I think, from the 2017 NASA Transitional Authorization Act. Part of it is in the 2017 Transitional Authorization Act, and Space Policy Directive 3 is one of 3 spaceflight policies that was enacted by the previous presidential administration to basically start the Space Force and consolidate commercial launch options, dude. So yeah, actually, there's an alleviation of it, not the opposite. Everybody likes dumping on the FAA because Starship hasn't launched. Not entirely realizing that the FAA is why SpaceX can launch once a week. Yep, true story. Hey, Warrens, what's going on? Yeah, Jay. Yeah. It's fun that SpaceX has a bigger budget than NASA. We don't know that for sure, Jack, but yeah, SpaceX is definitely getting up there, dude. Who knew having 2 of the richest guys in the world throw money at spaceflight could probably end well for spaceflight? I mean, I'm just putting it out there, you know, like, who knew? Didn't see that one coming. If you're looking for someone to raid, Aerosim Gaming is working on building a Zenith CH750. You're not the only one to tell me about that guy's stream. Want to raid him? We can raid him. That's fine. Aerosim Gaming. Yeah, that guy's building a plane on Twitch. This is pretty dope. And also Mick's streaming some automotive work too. But I want to see what Aero's up to today. I haven't rated him before. It's very rare that I get an opportunity to do it. So, all right, Greg. Have a good sleep. I'll catch you later. All right, man. Hey, Greg, have one on me, dude. Take it from a civvy. Civvy life sucks. It's boring. Frick, dude.